contest in mixed martial arts. Oh,
and that one landed!
Boxing fans, navigate through all the fights on the card and go round by round to relive the action you want to see, only with Dazn.
We make it official today, gents.
Yeah? It gets no bigger than this. Like, I'm buzzing. Just give me that first bell of the first fight now.
Let's get ready to rumble!
What a finish. Fantastic goal. For Barcelona.
Playing a Clásico in Camp Nou means everything. Most of these players are Barcelona fans.
Fue increíble, la verdad.
He was born to be the phenomenon.
In the space of 6 years, he'd gone from being a raw novice to going in with one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
This is all about the fan zone, and we want everyone at home, don't we, to get involved. Scanning that QR code for our UK and US viewers. Get involved. We want to know what you guys are thinking.
Just did this to that fight.
Utterly ruthless.
Could be lights out.
It's the real deal.
Hey, he looks like a pro boxer.
1, 2, 3, light him up.
Your winner and the new champion.
Houston, we have a fight card as X Series makes its way to the Lone Star State. Misfits has carved a reputation for breaking barriers, and that continues tonight as we showcase crossover boxing's first ever all-female main event, with Elle Brooke defending the middleweight championship against Paige Vanzant. X Series 15 starts right now.
The levels are getting higher and higher.
PVZ is not a pushover.
Paige Vanzant versus Elle Brooke, the first ever female main event on Misfits Boxing.
We are live from Houston, Texas, just a stone's throw from the home of the AFC South champion Texans for the 15th edition of X Series, and this one promises to be the best one yet. What an amazingly stacked card here in the NRG Arena in Houston, Texas. Joining me along the night, it's Roundhouse and Misfits light heavyweight champion Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor. Gentlemen, this card is more stacked than pancakes. Roundhouse, talking about the significance of this all-female main event.
The thing is the standard has stayed the same. These ladies have earned every bit of the main event status, with Elle Brooke coming in getting absolutely beautiful knockouts in her last fight, as well as Paige Vanzant's career speaking for itself. This is a BKFC veteran, a UFC veteran, and now a Misfits veteran. Ben, I cannot tell you how excited I am for this main event.
AT, let's elaborate on the middleweight champion's journey in crossover boxing. Elle Brooke's been here and done that.
Now, when we look at Elle Brooke, the evolution of Elle Brooke is amazing. When we first saw her step in the ring with Faith Ordway, we saw a glimpse and flashes of what she can do. Now, 5 fights later, she's fighting a tough opponent like Paige Vanzant. Now, we know that Elle Brooke's been training with Ebony Bridges for the past almost 2 years. Now, how does that transition? How does that mentor of Ebony Bridges put them skills and knowledge to Elle Brooke? Look, man, it's going to be a banger of a fight. Y'all excited? I'm excited. I know you guys are excited.
And a quick note on the last fight that Elle Brooke had. One of the most devastating finishes that we've ever seen in X Series against AJ Bunker. Roundhouse. That was definitive.
The thing that was so important about that fight is if you watch the first couple rounds, Elle Brooke was having trouble. She was scrapping her, she was fighting her not like a skilled boxer would. But then Elle Brooke was able to dial in later in the fight, remind herself of the skill set that she does have, and once that happened, you could see a huge sway in the fight. You see it right here, huge right hands landing clean across the chin, and Elle Brooke just completely dominated from that point forward.
And that was Faith Ordway. Here's the rematch with AJ Bunker. The right hand from Brooke was just an absolute weapon, and she found the range, she found the distance, and it was good night for AJ Bunker. Now, Anthony Taylor, I want to sit on Paige Vanzant a little bit more. The UFC experience, the BKFC experience, but also Chopped, Dancing with the Stars. She's an influencer.
Yeah, when you're looking at Paige Vanzant, she has that pedigree, especially being an MMA fighter. UFC, bare knuckle boxing, Dancing with the Stars, so she has good footwork. But what a lot of people don't talk about with Paige Vanzant is she's never been knocked out. Not even in bare knuckle fighting. She hasn't even been dropped before. This is what we're going to see. Does Elle Brooke have that power to knock out Paige Vanzant?
The big question, the big mystery, can she do something that's never been done before? It's my pleasure to welcome in the 4th member of our broadcast team, making her presenting debut on X Series. It's Nikki Rue.
Hi everyone, it's Nikki Rue here, the lightweight champion of Misfits. I am so excited. I'm not fighting this event, but I am interviewing everyone on their way out to their fights. I know this feeling. It's going to be high energy, very exciting. We do have some breaking news. The OJ Rose and Brendan Kelly fight has been called off, but don't worry. We have incredible fights all night instead. Right? Now, if you do want to be involved in the community, make sure to log into Fan Zone, interact with each other, interact with us. We have some voting going on. It's going to be amazing. And I have some questions pulled right off of Twitter. So if you interacted with my page, you might get a little shout out. I can't wait to see how everything goes tonight, guys.
I love it. Thanks, Nikki. Here's a look at what's to come. We start the night on Kick with Alicia Megan versus Fangs. The return of Fangs, we'll see if she can finally get her hand raised. Then, it's the former title challenger Elena Vampira meeting another debutante in global athlete Loza. 10 years of soccer experience. We'll see if it's enough against Vampira. Then the main card begins exclusively on Dazn. Nikki already touched on the OJ Rose fight being canceled. So we start with a debut of MMA sensation Killer B as she takes on the fiery Sylvia Fernandez. Then, it's the return of Anthony Vargas. Last time we saw him was the tag team. Now he's in a singles match against the incredibly intense Jeremy Park. Then, we run back an interim lightweight quarterfinal between Yuddy Gang TV and Lil Cray Cray. That fight was shaping up to be the fight of the night. We'll see if tonight it is. Then we get to the co-main event. Canadian adventurer Tristan Ham attempts to climb a different type of mountain in former NFL running back Le'Veon Bell as they kick off the Cruiserweight tournament. All roads lead to the history-making first ever all-female main event with Elle Brooke defending the middleweight championship against Paige Vanzant. all the action live here on Dazn. It's going to be fantastic. You simply don't want to miss it. Action-packed night. It's going to be an exciting one. Let's start with this first fight. Alicia Megan versus Fangs. Roundhouse, we haven't seen Fangs since her last fight. What do you think we're going to see here?
The thing is Fangs had a very tough opponent in her last fight. Obviously didn't get the result she wanted, but also showed the toughness that she does have. Now, does that mean that her opponent's not going to be able to get the win? I'm not sure, because her opponent, I saw, game, scrappy fighter, brought the pressure, brought the heat in her last fight. Obviously wasn't technically sound yet, but that's the biggest thing that you can change quickly, is that technical ability. So I'm very, very curious to see what's going to go down.
AT, talking about ability, the debut here for Fangs. I mean, this is an interesting opportunity. Alicia Megan fought Black China 2 years ago. Now she's here making the Misfits debut.
Yeah, I mean, when we look at Alicia Megan, she seems very tough, scrappy. She's very low centered to the ground. But we also see Fangs, who is tall, lengthy. We didn't really get to see a lot from Fangs because she fought the Queen of Vampira herself. But what can Fangs do to make this adjustment fighting Alicia Megan? Can she use that range to keep her from coming in so soon? We'll all see tonight.
AT knows a thing about low center of gravities, Ben.
Maybe there'll be some hugging going on. We don't know.
I don't know about hugging. Hey, that's a low blow. That's a low blow.
We previewed it, but Nikki Rue caught up with the fighters. Let's see what they had to say.
We have not seen you fight in a couple of years. Can you describe your style? Are you a scrapper, or are we looking for more technique this time?
Technique and scrappy. I'm both, definitely. I can't have one without the other with me. I was in the military, so I've got that grit, like get the mission done. So I think it's going to be easy KO. I'm excited. I'm just ready to get out there. Like, how much have we got now? 30 minutes? We got 30 minutes?
Oh my gosh, the countdown is happening.
Yes.
So now, I did see your interview with Fred Talks Fighting. Amazing interview. Can you tell me real quick though, what color is my hair?
Oh, brunette. Oh, wait. I didn't look at everybody. Okay.
Okay, so you were saying
we're even in the hotness.
I'm so love the humility. I love that we know. Representing the brunette baddies.
Yes, we're Misfits.
And so last thing, I know we've talked about a bit about God, a bit about religion. If you had to pray for Fangs, what would your prayer be going into this fight?
My prayer, honestly, is that she finds Jesus. That's my biggest prayer, that anybody watching this, because there's nothing more important, no battle, no fight, anything that you do in life, if you don't put God first, nothing else will fall into place. So for everybody, it is to have Jesus in your heart, and that's all I can say for that.
I thought it was going to be
praying that also, you know, obviously I don't hurt her too bad, but
there we go. That's what I thought it was going to be.
But it's a fight. But I hope she finds Jesus after this fight. Well, have the fear of God in her.
Well, you have an amazing time out there. We know you're going to kill it. Have a good one.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So Fangs, it's been about a year since your last fight. Should we be expecting a brand new fighter in the ring?
Yeah, I think you're going to be expecting, or you should be expecting, a completely different fighter. I have a completely different camp. I haven't been training, I'm not going to lie, that whole year. I did take some time off because I got a concussion in the last one. And so, yeah, and then I busted my eardrum doing something crazy. So, you know, I had some time off, but I have been training pretty much since December with the same camp. And then we've taken the fight camp for this a lot more serious. My new trainer's a completely different style of fighter, and he's taught me to be that style of fighter, and it's going to look way different than what you saw before. I'm going to know how to throw punches this time. I can take punches now, so I mean, I've sparred a lot more. Didn't spar nearly as much as I should have last time, so now I've sparred, so I've learned to take them, and I'm going to throw them back this time.
That's amazing. And we all heard you mention Alicia's bloody nose. Are you expecting to make this more of a kid-friendly fight, knock her out quick, or bloody long rounds?
I would like to. I mean, honestly, I'm here and I want to get it done and over with. I'm 36 years old, so I want it to be done in the first round. I'm going to try to knock her out in the first round because we have 8-ounce gloves. If that doesn't take place, then yeah, I'm going to probably try to work on her face a lot just because I've seen some of her stuff. It does look like she gets bruised and bloodied pretty easily, and I have this like crazy elastic skin where I usually don't. We'll see if it happens tonight, but for some reason I've been hit pretty hard and I don't cut, at least I just bruise later, so it doesn't really affect me. So yeah, I'm going to be going for that blood.
I love that. It sounds like you have good collagen, keeping it nice and healthy.
Something's happened here. I don't know what it is, but maybe I was made for this and I should have done it like 15 years ago, apparently.
No, I think you're perfectly on time. Thank you so much, Fangs. Have a great fight.
Thank you.
Great work, Nikki. Now, each woman looked great on the scales, but Roundhouse, you were there for Fangs' last fight. What was your assessment?
Well, I have to say that she herself just made a great assessment because the fundamentals just weren't there. She didn't have the experience taking the punches that you need to have, and also didn't have that ability to throw the punches that she needed to when she needed to. But what I'd like to see is a fighter that can go back to the drawing board, make the adjustments, acknowledge the adjustments that need to be made, and make it happen. So I'm excited to see that that was her answer there.
AT, new and renewed is what Fangs is telling us. Talk to me about what you're expecting in this first fight of the night.
Absolutely. I'm expecting fireworks. I mean, we saw Fangs from her first loss. It's all about how you come back, how hungry you are to get that win. That win means a lot, especially for a redemption fight. We saw what happened when Saw Poppy losing 2 in a row and getting that big Ferrari win. That keeps you hungry and motivated. So tonight is going to be a banger, gentlemen, and I'm just here to watch.
Enough talking, let's get to the walk-in. For the first time, we take it to the voice of X Series, Todd Grisham.
Indeed, thank you, gentlemen. I am ringside by myself now, but don't worry, we will have Roundhouse Riley and Anthony Taylor right next to me. Just 7 days ago, I was calling Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk the biggest fight in a generation, and now I get to work with these two yahoos. Life moves at you fast. Let's get it started, ladies and gentlemen, as we go to our tail of the tape for the first fight of the night. It's Alyssa Megan taking on Fangs. This is in the cruiserweight women's division. Now keep in mind, these rounds are only 2 minutes for the ladies. Both of these two fighters are very popular. You see Fangs 1.3 million subscribers, Megan with 1.7 million. But you throw those numbers out, it comes down to who can hit who more in the face, and we're about to find out as we go for the first time into the ring. And Haas.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Dazn. Welcome to the NRG Arena here in Houston, Texas, USA, for a night of boxing entertainment. X Series 15, brought to you by Misfits Boxing and Dazn, and their proud sponsors, Prime Hydration, Stake.com, Kick, and OnlyFans. And now, ladies and gentlemen, time for our first bout of the evening, scheduled for 2-minute rounds in the women's cruiserweight division. And now, please welcome to the ring, Fangs!
So here comes Fangs. She's had one fight in Misfits. It didn't go her way. She said she had a plan until she got punched in the face, Anthony. But that's how all boxers are, right?
Absolutely. It's all about how you take a punch, then give a punch.
Yeah, and I've got to say, it wasn't her night, right? And she, just in her pre-fight interview, made a lot of great points. She said, look, I didn't have the punching ability, I didn't have the durability, I didn't have the sparring experience, so I went back and I did all those things, and that's what you want to hear from a fighter.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw the long layoff from Fangs. How much better did she get from her last fight? Has she been working on the techniques, her basic footwork, her basic handworks, and her head movement? We'll all see by the night.
It may not seem like much, but one fight, that one bout of experience can go a long way. Let's see if Fangs can step up to the plate tonight against God's girl.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome her opponent to the ring, Alyssa Megan.
Well, Anthony, what's God's plan for God's girl tonight?
I mean, look, she's coming with a lot of confidence. Look at that, that's a confident walk. God's girl, when you're God's girl, you're protected by God himself. Can she throw them heavenly bombs on Fangs tonight?
Hey, Riley, she not only thinks she's going to win, but she said, listen, this will be Fangs' retirement ceremony. I'm ending this little experiment.
She's got that dog in her. She's been saying that all week. I've got that dog in me. And honestly, in her fight, like I was saying up there, look, the skill wasn't there, right? But that is not the first thing that develops. If you've got that fighter attitude and that fighter mentality, the skill will come, and I'm very excited to see whether those changes and developments have been made.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds in the women's cruiserweight division. This bout is brought to you by Misfits Boxing and Dazn, and their proud sponsors, Prime Hydration, Stake.com, Kick, and OnlyFans. This bout is sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, your supervisor in charge, Joseph Salazar, and your timekeepers at the bell, Robert Isaac and Veronica Granados. And your third man in charge of the action in the ring, referee Alejandro Leon. And your 3 judges scoring ringside, Ava Beltran, Kelly Isaac, and Joseph Rodriguez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. She's wearing the black and purple. Her official weight of 144.6 pounds. And tonight, she's making her Misfits boxing debut. Hailing from Alito, Texas, USA. Introducing the one, the only Fangs. And her opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. She's wearing the white. Her official weight of 143.4 pounds. And tonight, she is also making her Misfits boxing debut. Hailing from Plattsmouth, Nebraska, USA. Introducing Alicia Megan.
Alicia, thanks. All right, ladies, punches from here are good. We know the instructions in the dressing room. I expect you guys to protect yourselves at all times. Let's touch gloves. Good luck.
All right. So Alyssa Megan from Nebraska, the home of Terrence Bud Crawford, gets set to take on Fangs, who says, my heart and courage will be the difference. Can the stay-at-home mom win this one for her kids? They're watching right now as Alyssa Megan makes her Misfits debut live here on Dazn.
Go.
First fight of the night. Megan in white, Fangs in purple, and we already have a big shot.
Stop. No knockdown, no knockdown.
Or maybe it's not. Spoke too soon, but a nice start from Fangs.
A clean right hand to a knockdown. I don't know why that was labeled a slip.
I like how Fangs is keeping her range, popping that jab, keeping Alicia in her range.
Alicia she's coming forward though. She is absolutely showing that heart early. Fangs trying to find the feet under her that she doesn't really have it yet.
Absolutely. Hey, Alicia's throwing bombs, mixing it up.
Oh, that right hand connected.
Let her go. No holding.
I don't know if I would call those bombs just yet, but let's see if she can sit down on those punches and get some power.
Sort of like a joke bombs sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Oh, that right hand might have stung her.
I like how poised Fangs look right now.
Hold it.
You can see that sparring experience in her for sure. She's definitely more comfortable taking those shots than she was the first fight.
Absolutely.
Fangs standing straight up though. She's got to kind of get down to Alicia's level a little bit so she can start finding those shots.
Well, absolutely, but she's mixing it up, going to the body, not just head. She's going body, then head.
It looks like Megan is, as far as technique, very much lacking, but she's just out-willing Fangs right now.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes it's not about who's the more skilled boxer, but who's the more willing fighter.
Absolutely. It's like she's like a bull. She's like rushing her and not even caring about getting hit.
Well, you're starting to see the pressure wear on Fangs a little bit now, right? At the start of that round, she looked a little bit better, but right now she kind of forgets the jab a little bit. She's not getting back her punches. She seems to be a bit overwhelmed by the pressure of Megan.
That'll do it for round one here from Houston, Texas.
Going to keep everything at bay with a little bit less power.
Be ready for any situation in fight.
I've always felt like I'm one of the best strikers in the world, so being able to just focus on my hands now, even better.
If you want to see more content about what happens behind the scenes here at the Grand Prix weekend, make sure you check out my OnlyFans.
You got to throw your punches and have an exit. We exit. Good. Have an exit and step to the side. Don't stay there to get hit afterwards. You hear me? It's time to be a fucking dog now. Hear me? Let's go. Breathe while we fucking work in there. Breathe. It's time to get busy right now.
A lot of intensity in the corner there from Megan. You can see how much her coach wants it. What's your take on coaching like that?
I mean, look, the coach is giving her a good strategy plan. He's telling her, hey, stay calm. 1-2, straight down the pipe. Stop leaning in with your punches because you're getting caught every time you're leaning in. Just a good 1-2 down the pipe helps.
All right, round two scheduled for 4. I think you have to give that opening round to Megan just because of the output.
Fangs really kind of grasping there. I mean, defend yourself at all times. Grabbing your opponent isn't defending yourself. You can't really get upset about getting punched in the face in a boxing match. That was good coaching from the corner there. She said, keep fighting when she's holding. Because, as we all know, that's not actually allowed in the rules of boxing. You're not actually allowed to hold your opponent.
Yeah, I would know definitely about that.
I don't know what you're talking about, AT.
Megan described Fangs as a Misfits punching bag. And that's kind of how she's approaching her, really caution to the wind, right?
You can see that Fangs really hasn't established any respect in her power just yet against Megan.
Absolutely. I mean, when we're looking at Fangs, she's throwing a lot of one punches at a time. She needs to start setting things up with her jab like Alicia Megan is.
I just don't see a killer instinct in Fang's eyes right now. It just seems like she's trying to box, she's trying to play a chess match, whereas every bit of fighter is on the side of Alicia Megan.
Fangs has that sweeping right hand that seems to be her strongest punch, but she hasn't been able to land it. Oh, big right hand!
Looked like it stunned her.
Fangs might be ready to go.
Down goes Fangs for the first time in this fight.
5, 6, 7, 8.
God's girl just mauled her into submission. And now you got to wonder if she can survive these last 20 seconds of round 2.
That right hand stung her, and then she was just standing there tall, waiting for more shots. And Alicia Megan was happy to give it to her.
She's coming in, and that's a bull. Alicia Megan sees red on her. We should be calling her the bull.
There's another right hand. Fangs is going to make it to the end of the round, but just barely.
Hey. All right. We're throwing sloppy. That's how she's catching us. She's getting you caught in a sloppy mess. All right? Hands high. You got to be faster with the jabs. 1-2s. Keep it straight. Keep it simple. She's crowding you. Okay? And you're getting caught in this wild barrage. Okay? She's coming up. Look for that jab. Look for the overhand. Look for your own overhand. Look for the 2-4. She's great. Hey, just keep your hands high. Okay? You're getting caught in that sloppy war again. All right? You compose. Use your range. Use your 1-2s. Use your jab. Okay? Let's not get caught in this. This is what she wants. All right? You pick her
All right,
apart.
let's take a look at this replay, Anthony.
Yeah, that was right on the money.
That was that first shot that really stung her. And you can see some great movement there by Alicia to come in and not let her off the hook.
Yeah,
Great combination.
She was in La La Land after that and eventually went to the canvas. So a big 10-8 round there, number 2 for the debuting God's girl, Alicia Megan.
I think if Alicia Megan definitely stays in camp more, she can really pose a threat to Julie Polka with a little bit more training.
Yeah, she just kind of smothers herself, though, doesn't she?
Absolutely. I love it. I love this style. It's letting the division know, hey, everybody's on full notice. Be ready.
AT said, skip them all, go right for the champ after this fight.
Right, absolutely. If you got God in your corner.
If God is for you, who can be against you?
Exactly.
But as we're seeing here, going into the third round, a bit of slowing down. The cardio and the conditioning and the preparation is going to become very important later in this fight.
I mean, look at Alicia. She's coming forward. She's not stopping. She doesn't respect Fang's power, so she does not care.
The mouth is open, though. You can definitely see a lot more fatigue in her movement at this point. Not so much fatigue from Fangs, honestly. It looks like a lack of willingness to step in there and throw bombs.
But I'm impressed with Fangs. She's improved since her last fight.
She's certainly improved, but it's absolutely not enough right now.
Yeah, she definitely needs to stick with that jab and start using the range like she caught her in the first round. That jab is what's going to set her up for those big shots.
She's got to get those straight punches in. She's got the range. She's standing up straight. She's just not using it.
That was a good straight from Alicia Megan.
Exactly, and Fangs was going for some uppercut. Just focus on the 1-2.
And you can't really say, well, listen, Fangs is, older, and of course she'd be slower. Fangs is 36, but God's girl is 34.
Absolutely. It's all about who wants some more in this sport.
Yeah, and you can tell that Megan, at least by the way she's fighting, is in much better condition.
And you can see, though, Megan's throwing in combinations. She's not throwing 1 or 2. She's not stopping when the first 2 don't land. It's the 3rd and the 4th punch that are landing for her, and that's making the huge difference right now.
Absolutely, and she's connecting. But look at her. She's throwing nothing but power.
Yeah, Fangs is hurting in the corner right now. Looks like she's going to puke.
Listen to me. It's the last round.
Well, the NFL returns in August with the start of preseason. Can you believe it? Enjoy all the build-up to another action-packed campaign with NFL Game Pass on Dazn and see every regular season game live, as well as the return of Red Zone in September. Did you play football in high school or college, Anthony?
Well, I played football, but I was on the bench. I wore a dookie during my freshman and sophomore year.
AT could have lied there, and he certainly didn't.
And then so shorten them up. Right now, look, I'm a little too wide.
I got this one 3-0 for Alicia Megan at this point.
I'm
Plus a knockdown.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going 3-0. The first round could have been a toss-up in the first round, but I'm definitely going 3-0. Look, she's ready. Look at her. She's ready.
All right, so Fangs needs something dramatic to happen here in the last round. And that was some awkward body language.
Exactly.
A little slip of the feet there or something.
That's better from Fangs. That was catch and shoot.
And her face, she had it on her a little bit for the first time in this fight.
Throwing, but Alicia's power is not letting go.
Oh, boy. Fangs might be ready to go. The referee, step in there anytime you want. Blood is pouring out.
Fangs said she would bloody up Alicia Megan, and it looks like the tables have turned.
Oh my goodness, this is a bloodbath. We're gonna start calling her Aries in a second.
What a great fight, starting off this amazing Misfits event.
I think Fangs just wants to make it to the finish line at this point.
She's got 1 more minute, 60 seconds.
Yeah, Alicia, she's coming in with heat, but she's already getting tired. It's going to take a lot out of you when you're throwing heavy bombs all throughout the round.
You know, Fangs is looking at the ref, getting upset. That's always not a good sign to me. When a fighter is trying to bring the third man in the octagon, in the ring, into the fight, it's never a good sign.
Did you say the octagon?
No, Todd, I think that was you, actually.
Are you applying for Dana White Contender Series?
I'm double checking. That was you, Todd.
I'm just trying to figure out who's going down first again.
Oh, nice.
That Mike Tyson head movement coming in. She's throwing bombs.
Oh, yeah.
She ain't letting up.
Hey, she's actually getting better every round. The fact that she's getting tired is requiring her to slow it down a little bit, and she's landing more punches because of it.
If I'm Fangs,
like right there.
If I'm Fangs, I need to definitely wait for her to come in, but Fangs' face is bloodied up.
This has been a great performance so far from Alicia Megan. Let's see if she can close the show.
And that will do it. Welcome to Misfits, Alicia Megan, God's girl.
Round of applause for both girls. Round of applause.
Well, bragging rights are on the line next week in Riyadh in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as Frank Warren's Queensberry face Eddie Hearn's match room 5 versus 5. That bumper card also features Dimitri Bivol in action against Malik Zinad live on Dazn. Anthony, who do you think wins? The Big Bang, Zhang, or Deontay Wilder?
I'm going with Deontay Wilder. My guy, the Bronx Bomber. That guy, man, if he can do a lot of jump squats and get those legs bigger, hey, man, anything is possible. Because them looking like noodles.
Well, it looked like she had fun, Riley. As much fun as one can have getting beaten up, I guess. So Riley won't respond to me because he walked away to go to his interview. But Anthony, you can chime in there. Fangs showing a good heart and a good smile.
I'm impressed with Fangs. Like a lot of people don't know, I'm impressed. She made a big improvement since her first fight. And you can't take that win or loss. That improvement is what's special about Fangs. If she could just get in there a little bit more, I think she can really do something.
Way to find a silver lining, Anthony. I like that.
I appreciate you, man. I love women fighting. I feel like they show a lot of heart, and a lot of their fights are a lot more entertaining than the men. This right here can be potential fight of the night.
All right, it looks like Haas has the scorecards. Let's find out what the judges had to say after 4 rounds here in the women's cruiserweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored about 40 to 35, and your winner by unanimous decision, Alicia Megan!
So she's 1-0. Alicia Megan gets a unanimous decision win, which included an impressive knockdown over Jessica Dubon, better known as Fangs. We've got Roundhouse Riley in the ring to get a word with the woman from Nebraska. Wait, get her, Riley. Don't let her get out of there. There we go. Let's hear what she has to say here in Houston, Texas.
Alicia Megan, fantastic first fight in the Misfits. How does it feel to get that first win?
It feels good. You know, I came in here to prove that with God, all things are possible. I got out of OnlyFans, I got out of the industry, I got out of addiction, and that's what I came here to tell you all, that there's no better life than with God, and all praise to God for this win. And Fangs killed it. She worked really hard. I didn't expect her to come out that strong, so that was great. First time with no headgear, 8-ounce gloves. So we can definitely take some hits, but I'm just so happy for this opportunity in Misfits. And thank you to my friends and family and my coach, Coach Shulay. Thank you, God is good.
It looked like you were getting better as the fight went on. You came in here with a lot of that aggression and a lot of that energy, but then you showed your skill as the fight went on. Was that the game plan throughout the course of the fight?
Well, the game plan is to always come in strong every round, so no, but I think as the time, you know, your blood pressure gets going, you start relaxing, and then you start really remembering everything and working, and, you know, there's obviously a lot of people watching, so that makes a difference. So, yeah, I did the best I could, so I'm just proud of everything.
Well, we can't wait to see you back. That was a fantastic performance. We're not going anywhere just yet. We'll go right back to Todd as we get this night started.
Yes, Riley, indeed. And there's Alicia Megan, perhaps the best missionary since the Apostle Paul.
I mean, look, this girl is putting the whole division on notice with her bully style. I want to see more of Alicia Megan, Todd.
You know, started out, that was a controversial moment in round 1. We thought maybe Fangs scored a knockdown. The referee did not agree, but after that, it was all Alicia.
Woo! You saw that. Hey, that was a bad one. Alicia Megan has a lot of power on her, and she's relentless. Look at that knockdown. Relentless, y'all.
Yeah, Fangs needs to work on that footwork, though, right, Anthony? She almost went timber because her feet weren't underneath her body.
Absolutely. She just got to get back into the lab, work on that jab and that good footwork to keep her range, and she'll be fine, y'all. She'll be fine.
All right, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. 1 fight down, 6 to go here on Misfits X Series 15.
Hey champ, I know why you're here. You're a born winner, the top dog. You have a proper punch on you. It only takes one, eh? But I know you're not all about throwing haymakers. You know your bobs from your weaves, and you know Dazon's got over 150 fights every year. Over 150. Proper stat. All the action, the chaos, the comebacks, the non-stop knockouts. Big fights every week. So get those gloves back on. Together, we're boxing royalty. Dazn, undisputed.
The UK is an overachiever in the world of boxing.
Yeah, I think we probably are, to be honest with you. I mean, in terms of our size, I think we are arguably the biggest power. I mean, not just an overachiever in terms of talent, but an overachiever in terms of interest, ticket sales, fans. You know, we're real.
Heavyweights, we're the bosses. We are. Yeah. You look at it over the last few. I mean, when I grew up, all the heavyweights, all the big heavyweights were all Americans. Then it shifted to the east. So like the Klitschko's and so forth. Look where we are now. It's all our guys. So it's only Usyk who's in the way of it all. But you look at all the youngsters coming through and everything. That was never happening. Our heavyweights went to fight for world titles. They didn't come back with any of them. These guys are winning.
I like it. We agree on the first statement. All right, next one. Power is more important than skill in boxing. Skill all day.
Skill all day. Listen, if that was the case, you wouldn't need judges. You'd only need a referee.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing I will say is, though, you know, as you go through the levels, it really helps to be able to punch. I mean, unless you are so skillful, and I'm talking about a small sample of Shakur, Devin, Floyd, these kind of guys. Like, if you have elite skill, it will always get you through. But power goes a long way with it as well.
Heavyweight division is the most exciting in boxing.
At the moment, it's a very exciting division because there's some great, exciting fights that are being made. When the fights are being made, the division becomes exciting, and they're being made.
Yeah. I think to the casual market, for sure. And of course, when there is a great heavyweight fight, it's nothing like it. I think for the purists, I mean, I'm
Superflies.
I'm a little bit biased because the Superflies have given us so many great fights stateside. But to the casual market, you know, and again with the history of the divisions, welterweight, middleweight, you know. But I think to make the most noise, the big boys are always going to be the one.
All right, what do you guys look for when signing a fighter?
Most fighters who turn professional have got skill, but skill is not going to get you right to the end. You need to have dedication, you've got to put the work in. The harder you work, it's that old story. Not the luckier you get, the better you get. You can't just get by on talent. You've got to have that mindset. I've seen so many good fighters over the years who come into the business and think they can get by on their natural ability, and that is not going to get you all the way. You've got to make sacrifices, and you have to sacrifice a lot. You're sacrificing your youth, but you have an opportunity to set yourself, your family up for life.
Yeah, a mixture of things, really. I mean, we all, you know, we know every amateur fighter that's coming through, as Frank does, and pedigree is important, but not just about what you've achieved in the amateur code. There's a lot of great fighters that didn't, you know, fail to win ABAs and regionals that went on to achieve great things. So, ability, of course. I don't know. I like to be on a great journey with someone that I actually want to enjoy the experience with.
Welcome back to Houston, Texas, where X Series 15 is just getting started. And if you love boxing, Dazn is the only place to be.
Yes, how are we, people? Hope you're all comfy, because Dazn's got your night sorted. And that's not just tonight, chaps. No, have a little look at this blinding schedule here on Dazn.
He's right, it's a blinding schedule.
You don't need to go down your local and wait for it all to kick off. No, stick your feet up, bang on Dazn, and be captivated by over 150 fights available to you.
We got all day, right?
We've got some absolute crackers. What about Frank versus Eddie? Yes, I know they're all BFFs now, but the feud will reignite for the big one on June the 1st, baby, in the 5 versus 5.
You're going to find out who the governor is.
Time and a place. Let's go.
And with Wilder and Zhang topping it off, you're in for an absolute treat.
Bang, bang, bomb squad!
But of course, that's only 2 cracking fight nights. I said over 150, didn't I? So how's about a bit of Estrada Bam? Matthias Paro, Boots Crowley, Fisher Babbage, Denny Cash, lovely stuff.
Get up!
Oh, and by the by, bit of inside knowledge for you, but there's lots of others to be announced very soon that you won't want to miss. Oh yes, and we ain't just got your boxing schedule covered, people. No, watch the greatest golfers tee off for all the marbles on the Live Tour. Oh yes.
I bloody love golf.
What'd you say? So for more than 150 fights in the very best of sports, Dazn has got you covered. Stick around.
We have a stacked lineup coming your way in June, including 5 versus 5 in Riyadh next Saturday. And on June 29th, we head to Phoenix, Arizona for an unmissable super flyweight showdown between Juan Estrada and Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Our next fight here is just moments away, and Nicky Rue is backstage with the fighters.
So Elena, this is your redemption match. How do you feel, and what does that mean to you?
I'm feeling really, really good. I feel ready. I feel like I've put in more than enough work, and I'm excited to get in the ring and show everybody what I really am made of and what I can do.
That's amazing. And we know you're a multi-talented competitor, fighter, performer. Has boxing influenced your music at all as you've been growing in the sport?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of been like a back and forth. Music has kind of influenced my boxing, and boxing has influenced my music. My music is very like angsty and alternative rock pop, and that kind of goes right with the feelings that, you know, the aggression release whenever you're boxing. And yeah, I get the same feeling I get from making my music as I do with boxing, so it's great. They go hand in hand together.
That's amazing. And then we do have a question from Twitter. So Broken Isaiah wants to know, with all the blood in your fridge, can you please donate some because people need it?
Listen, Broken Isaiah, that is my earthquake supply. I cannot donate that. I'm going to need that for later because you never know when a natural disaster is going to happen. So I need that blood. Sorry. I'll take yours also if you want to hand it over.
Thank you so much, Elena.
Thank you.
I know you have a background in football, soccer, for the American viewers. Can you tell me how those athletic skills are transferring into boxing?
Definitely. I've got all this power in my legs, and it's going to translate in the ring. You'll see with my style, it will all make sense.
Oh, I love that. And I know you're a smaller creator. Do you feel like that puts any pressure to be an example on how people can really build up to this platform?
Yes and no. Like, it took a lot of hard work. Like, if people really do their research on me, this is about 10 years of hard work to get to this point. So, and we're only just here at the beginning. So, yeah.
That's amazing. And I love that kind of message where there's so much happening behind the scenes before we see the success of people. With that, do you feel like the fans are underestimating you like Elena has been?
To be fair, I feel like I'm the fan favorite in this fight. I've had a lot of backing. I think it's heavy on me, but you know, the fans, the Misfits fans, they've seen Elena box. They've not probably seen me box. So it makes sense that they'd be backing her more. It all makes sense to me, but I cannot wait to go and show what I can do.
So are you planning to be the next fan favorite, I can speak, of the women's division?
Absolutely. I'm out here. I'm going to bring that extra flavor. You'll see in my ring walk.
Hopefully I'm a little bit of competition for that, but I'm excited. You look fabulous. It's going to be a great fight. Have an amazing time out there, Loza.
So much. Thank you. And I hope you guys are all good at home.
Now, soccer star Loza is jumping into the deep end against Misfit staple Elena Vampira. Roundhouse, she came up short in her title fight at X Series 11, but I have a sneaking suspicion that tonight Vampira might look like a champ.
Well, that's the thing, is Vampira showed a great fight against Julie Polka, and then Julie Polka goes on to prove to us that she is just that good. So that loss has not aged poorly at all. It was not at all saying that Elena Vampira can't scrap because she lost one fight. In fact, that fight probably made her even better, and tonight is probably the night that she's going to use to showcase that.
Anthony Taylor, while soccer doesn't translate exactly to the boxing ring, as an athlete, what advantages does Loza possess here?
Well, a lot of people don't know. Soccer does give you really good, strong legs. Now, when we look at Loza, her legs are huge like a tree trunk, so she shouldn't have a problem pushing the pace forward. Now, Loza has power, what a lot of people don't know. She is a fan favorite from what I hear, and this fight is going to be a banger.
Here's them on the scales just yesterday, getting in each other's faces. Roundhouse, it was quite intense.
It was absolutely intense. Loza's had this energy building and confidence throughout the course of the week, and it's very, very interesting to see because this week, at the start, I was like, oh, she looks a little nervous, but today, she doesn't look nervous. She looks ready to go. She looks almost as angry as all the UK fans hearing us say soccer over and over again probably are.
Well, let's hope we don't see any soccer kicks. Let's take it to Todd.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let's jump into our tail of the tape. How about this? Back-to-back women's fights to start the program. And of course, our main event is also all-female. It's Vampira taking on Loza, who used to play for Birmingham City, the Women's Premier League over in the UK. She says the bigger the challenge, the bigger the statement, and she is the underdog here tonight against Vampira, who is 34 years old, 13 years older than Loza. Will that play a factor? Let's find out. Let's go to the ring. And Haas.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for our next bout of the evening, scheduled for 2-minute rounds in the women's cruiserweight division. And now, please welcome to the ring, Loza!
Just 21 years old, Anthony, making her Misfits debut. What do you expect from her tonight?
Well, I expect from a lot of Misfits people making their debut. A lot of staticky, a little fidgety, nervous in their first fight. But look, man, I'm looking to see power. I'm looking to see how proposed are you in your Misfits debut.
Hey, a lot of smoke and the Jamaican flag. Those go hand in hand together, do they not?
Absolutely. Look at that swag right there. Who's that? Who is that guy?
I gotta say, I have this weird gut feeling that Loza is gonna be ready to go. She is absolutely an athlete. She is a competitor.
I love it.
Yeah, this is good.
Hey, this is what you call swag. This is confidence, especially making your debut. Not a lot of people are that confident making their debut.
That's what I'm saying, AT. All week she's been getting more and more confident. It just seems like she's gotten more and more confident, more and more comfortable under these bright lights. And look at her coming in, big arena, Misfits debut, and she looks ready to roll.
Fighting out of Essex, England by way of Jamaica, man. It's Lauren Baker, a.k.a. Loza.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome her opponent to the ring, Elena Vampira.
Vampira with 2 fights in Misfits, including 1 win by knockout. But she's 34 years old, Riley. You wonder if that could cost her against the young, fresh 21-year-old.
And that's the thing, is she's not 38. She's definitely still within her prime as a fighter. AT would know a thing or two about that. And the thing is it's going to come down to, is it the experience she's gained with that age that's going to benefit her, or the fact that Loza is a young, hungry competitor that's going to benefit her? And I'm very curious to see how that's going to translate fight night.
Absolutely. When we look at Vampira, she had a banger fight with Julie Polka. A lot of people are underestimating Loza in this fight because of her previous fight with Julie Polka. But we'll see you tonight, Todd, in Roundhouse.
And Vampira fought Fangs, and she lit her up.
Yeah, I would have called that lighter.
Why'd you get so quiet?
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds in the women's cruiserweight division. This bout is brought to you by Misfits Boxing and Dazn, and their proud sponsors, Prime Hydration, Steak.com, Kick, and OnlyFans. This bout is sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. Your supervisor in charge, Joseph Salazar, and your timekeepers at the bell, Robert Isaac and Veronica Granados. And the third man in charge of the ring, in charge of the action, referee James Green. And your 3 judges scoring ringside, Eva Beltran, Kelly Isaac, and Joseph Rodriguez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, she's wearing the white and gold, her official weight of 149.6 pounds. And tonight, she's making her Misfits boxing debut, hailing from Essex, England, United Kingdom, introducing Loza! And her opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. She's wearing the red and black. Her official weight of 149.2 pounds. She has a record of 3 fights, 1 loss, 2 wins, and one of those wins come in by way of knockout. She is the ex-keyboardist of the internationally known metal band Winds of Plague, current alternative pop rock artist, and the future Misfits boxing champion, hailing from Pittsburgh, PA, fighting out of Creville Boxing, Los Angeles, California, USA, introducing Elena Vampira!
Let's go right here. Okay, ladies, you got your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times. Obey my command at all times. Touch glove, back to your corners.
Vampira said, listen, I respect her now, this 21-year-old kid, but when the bell rings, I have no respect for her whatsoever. I'm going right after her. There she is, Vampira.
This is intense. I'm getting some Lennox Lewis vibes from Loza.
You can see it in the eyes of Vampira, though. She means everything she said. The respect is gone.
Anthony, do you remember your debut in fighting? What did you feel like when they rung the bell?
I was like, hey, don't blink, Todd.
And Vampira right out of the gates. And she ran into a right hand. Nice job by Loza to use Vampira's
They are throwing bombs, Todd. I told you this is going to be bomby.
Vampire tried to test the aggression of Loza early, and she paid for it. You can see her settling back down in her boxing fundamentals now.
Oh my goodness!
She sat down on that right hand.
Clean across the chin.
You know, good fighters can use their opponent's momentum against them, and when Vampira bulldogged her, went right after her. Loza caught her clean.
But I like how Loza is using that footwork to keep her out of range with Vampira, because Vampira is stalking her. Loza's like, no, you're not going to walk me down, and I'm going to catch you when you're coming in.
Absolutely way lighter feet from Loza right now.
Anthony, that right hand looks pretty educated, doesn't it?
That is a really educated right hand. She has some training, y'all.
She's going to need more than that, though, because, you know, Alina Vampira has a very complete game. You'll see it as she has a good double jab, goes down to the body, and then comes up top. And we need a bit more than just that powerful right hand that Loza's showing so far.
You know, I disagree, Riley. She times her perfect. I mean, she's already hit her once with it clean. If she really catches her, I think Vampira goes down with that right hand.
Well, Vampira definitely needs to do, she needs to come in with that double jab, set it up, and stop trying to set it up with the one big shot. Because Loza's catching her every time she comes in with that one big shot. She needs to slow down and pace herself.
Alina's so tough, though, but sometimes those fighters rely too much on that toughness. The footwork and the bouncing of Loza so far hasn't stopped at all.
I'm getting KSI vibes from Loza. I don't know about you.
What, you said Lennox Lewis, now KSI?
Yeah, but just the bounce, the power of Loza is incredible, but Vampira is taking some shots.
Next thing you know, he's going to say Mike Tyson or something.
The footwork of Lomachenko. What else?
What you guys think of this?
Shades of Floyd Mayweather.
You do something you don't want to do, but you do it like you love it. That, to me, is really what discipline is.
He always pushed me to be the best that I could.
It's about controlling your mind, being the best version of yourself that you can be, and finding out who you truly are.
So on right hand, okay? Good round. Are you feeling? Yeah? Good. Oh. 25, okay? More active with that. Okay, not just touching, yeah? Go through it now, yeah? Double jab, back jab. Up and down, okay? But you've got one gear, push you've got. You've got one gear, push you've got. Yeah? Good, breathe.
Right here, you see that huge right hand right across the chin from Loza. As you guys were saying, very, very skilled, but I just think that she needs that second and third shot to really put someone as tough
I like
as
how
Vampira away.
What she did a blitz right, and she slipped it and came back up with a left hook.
All right, round two. That was a pretty close opening round, but oh man, Vampira wasted no time.
Yeah, no, that was a very good round. First round, I'm gonna give it a Loza the first round.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that, but a close one.
By the way, is Vampira allowed to fight during the day or only at night?
I think at nighttime, because I mean it's pretty late.
I heard she turns to stone during the day.
That's Medusa, by the way. Hey, I love Loza's stance. She's keeping it wide. She got good head movement, and that footwork looks incredible. Y'all need to look at this footwork, everybody, because she's staying out of trouble.
Well, it's nice to see she took the center of the ring there as well, right? She's been backpedaling so far, but we'll see how she's able to adjust throughout the course of this fight.
Anthony, correct me if I'm wrong, but when someone walks in the gym for the first day, of course they're going to try throwing punches, but it's almost as important for you to go, wait, no, before you throw the punch, let's get these feet moving. Let's see where the footwork is.
Absolutely. Footwork is what keeps you getting hit and keeps you to hit team. Loza, for her first time making her debut, looks incredible, but Elena is starting to adjust in the second round, and she's starting to catch Loza coming in with those 1-2-1 punches.
And you saw in that heavyweight contest last week how important footwork was for Alexander Usyk to work his way inside and beat up Tyson Fury.
Oh my goodness, that was a clean right hand.
Yeah, speaking of beating up, these girls are landing some powerful shots.
35 seconds left in the second round. Great fight so far from the two. Very technical.
And this is what I mean. Loza has that soccer experience of 10 years. That's where the cardio comes. Look how big those legs are. Her legs are not tired and she's bouncing. That's the experience of the cardio that soccer gives.
And she didn't just play soccer. She played it at an incredibly high level. And when people can play anything at a high level, they can usually translate that ability. I think that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I was really good at darts back in the day, but it just didn't translate to boxing, Riley. Another exciting round here from Houston.
Time!
No, you're not running, but you're walking straight in there. You're walking straight in there. We can't just give her that opportunity. Work behind your jab and then make sure you're sending that right hand behind it. Sometimes you're throwing the jab and you're not following up with anything, so she's just countering you. You get what I'm saying? We got to start putting them together. We need these last 2 rounds. All right, so let's go ahead and start working and let our hands go. But don't just walk in there and give her shit. Work behind your punches. Got it, deep breath. Just another day in the gym. Come on.
Close second round there, AT. What do you think?
Look, I told you guys this Loza girl has some promise. I'm leaning into 2-0 Loza.
I'm giving it 1-1. I think it's close. I don't know which ones I would give, though.
I think I disagree. Loza landed a lot of more significant shots than Vampira, and I love me some Vampira.
Vampira has won the early starts of both rounds, though, and sometimes judges weigh heavily in that favor.
I like how Loza keeps her head down when she throws a punch, keeping her out of danger.
I think this is what Vampira needs more of. She needs to make it a dirtier, grittier fight, because at range, the footwork of Loza has really shown to be an advantage.
And shout out to her coach, Chris Musgrove, who's keeping her really good conditioning. And that tells you how good your coach is.
I mean, look at Loza. She's barely sweating in the third round here.
But that's where the soccer comes into play.
Nice. That right hand started her off again for Loza.
You're starting to see a swelling under Elena's left eye.
Elena's very composed here, though. She's taking a lot of big shots, and it hasn't deterred her one bit.
Elena needs what she needs to do. She needs to start cutting her off and stop chasing Loza. Cut her off, meet her at that center of the ring or that angle. That's how you catch a person who moves around like that.
And you can see, too, she's biting on a lot of the feints, right? So she'll get her in the corner. She'll do all the work to put her up against the ropes. And then all that Loza needs to do is feint, and she gives her the space back. She needs to be able to keep her where she needs her.
Absolutely. She needs to start setting traps for Loza to walk into instead of just coming straight for the 1-2. Because Loza's like, I'm not running into that. I'm going to use my footwork and get out of that.
Very few feints from Elena Vampira as well. Almost all the feints are coming from Loza here.
Break! Get off her head, off her head.
The one thing that does concern me about Loza, a lot of times when she throws a punch, Anthony, she'll look straight down at the floor, not even looking at her target at all.
Absolutely, she needs to start keeping her head up. But like I said, Todd, this is her debut. We can't expect a championship fight on a person's debut.
We gave her a high-level fighter in Vampira, though.
Yeah, and
no easy debut here.
Absolutely, she's proved a lot of the doubters
wrong.
wrong.
Ooh, big right hand.
Punch out.
Big right hand landed from Loza there.
Break! Step back.
Closer round here in the third than the first two.
Turn!
I'm going to.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona and Lyon were crowned the new queens of Europe earlier tonight. You don't have to wait long for the new season of UEFA Women's Champions League to kick off. Catch every game live on Dazn starting in October. I'm sure Loza would love to be a part of that, but instead, this isn't bad either. Second fight of the night on Misfits 15.
3. 1 more round to go. 3. 3, you're good. Okay? Don't ever apologize to me. We're doing the fight. Let's go. Be ahead in the game.
Loza there apologizing to her coach after that third round. You kind of agreed there, AT. You said you think it went to Vampira. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
This is only a 4-round fight.
It's a 4-round fight. Look, I'm impressed with Loza. I haven't seen a woman this good since Jillian Polka came into Misfits, and that tells a lot. And I'm the champion.
Well, hey, we're going to learn a lot in these last 2 minutes because essentially, if I'm Loza's corner, I'm saying you got to win this round to win the fight. Let's see how aggressive she is, and let's see if she's a closer.
She looks like she hasn't even busted sweat.
Is that good, though, Anthony? Do you want to see more from her, then? Is she working hard enough?
I mean, look, it's the legs. Loza's legs is what's keeping her in. She's well-conditioned in the legs.
The last thing you want, though, is to go back with a draw that in a fight that you think you could have won because you didn't put it all out there.
And look at Vampira. Let's not take away from what she's doing.
Absolutely.
She's going to get hers here in the fourth.
But the thing, what keeps Vampira in the game is she has that consistent power. It doesn't let up. She's very technical. And being a technical puncher, you got to know how to and when to set up and throw your punch. And what she's doing a good job by catching Loza when she's coming down with her head.
She's also so much more experienced, right? She has that age to her factor, in her benefit. I think she's utilizing that right now as she's starting to really put some punches on Loza right now.
Yeah, no, Vampira's learning a lot in this fight. She's learning how to sit down on her punches.
Oh, good right hand there from Loza again.
Right.
It's been her money punch.
Step back.
This is a close fourth round, but I've got Vampira edging it right now. Only 50 seconds left.
I like how Loza's setting up the jab to the body and then coming up with the right. Vampira needs to start recognizing that, because what she does, she's telegraphing it by keeping her elbows out when she's throwing a punch.
Ooh, big right hand, yeah. And those are the punches that judges remember, Anthony.
Absolutely.
Damage first, right?
Yeah, besides, if you're hugging like me, I mean, they definitely remember that. Yeah, no more hugging, guys, I promise.
Punch out, let get off her head, get off her head, let her go. Let her go.
Closing in on 10 seconds left in the 4th round here. Let's see who can close the show. Vampira's got her in the corner. Gotta let her hands go.
Punch out.
Stay on it.
And again, Vampira smothered there, but I wouldn't automatically say Loza won that fight. It could easily be a draw.
Easily a draw.
If I'm being honest, I call this a draw. I'm calling this a draw.
I would too. I wasn't convinced with the first 2 rounds, and honestly, I'm not totally convinced about the last 2. And normally, when that happens, a draw is a fair call.
Hey, I would like to see this fight happen again. This was probably a very high-level fight.
I mean, what a tough debut from Loza there to come in against a more established fighter in Misfits, and really showed she's absolutely belongs to be here.
Well, speaking of debuts, guess who's coming to Dazn? One of the most exciting prospects on the planet. July 13th, as Jaron Boots Ennis comes to Philadelphia, his hometown, to face Cody Crowley for the vacant IBF World Welterweight title. You a Boots fan, Anthony?
I like Boots. He's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Who's he fighting?
That's why I didn't ask you about Crowley.
I like Ennis Boots. Boots is a very tough guy. He has great footwork and
facial hair.
No, thank you. And good facial hair, like me. But Boots is a heck of a fighter, and he's going to go to the top. This fight was tough. It's hard to judge, but look, let's say if Loza edges this out. Who can we see her fight next on Misfits in the 145 division?
Well, let's take a look back at the highlights from this fight. In round 1, the story was that big right hand from Loza, and she landed it several times. Right there was the first. And then again. And again. But eventually Vampira seemed to figure that out a little bit. Not on that replay. I guess this is just going to be the right hand highlight package.
You know, a lot of judges, they tend to go off that big significant punch. But I'm impressed with Elena Vampira. She's came in, she's kept it calm, and she's landed a lot of punches on Loza when Loza's coming in with her head down.
All right. How's this one going to play out? Haas has the numbers. I promise you, he's got the numbers. He's looking at me. Cue him! Cue him!
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Eva Beltran scores the bout 39-37 to Elena Vampira. Judge Kelly Isaac scores the bout 39-37 to Loza. And Judge Joseph Rodriguez scores the bout 38-38. This bout is a split draw.
Well, there you have it.
Hey, I told you, Todd, this was a high-level fight. Loza got the first 2, Vampira got the second. I want to see a rematch.
Well, hey, neither fighter seems to be too upset about it. I think they figured, you know what, that it felt like it was so close, I couldn't be confident that I won it.
No, absolutely. Look, man, they both won tonight with that play.
Yeah, so I guess Riley's got to do a double Dutch interview. Here he goes.
You know, obviously a super close fight. I'm going to ask you both essentially the same question. Did you think you did enough tonight to win the fight?
I do feel like I did enough to win tonight. I know she got me with a couple great punches, but I feel like I landed way more and had her a little bit scared against the ropes. So I don't know, but I thought that I did enough.
Loza, you're shaking your head there. What do you think about this fight? Do you think that you were able to do enough to win your debut?
I do agree with her on the volume side of things. I do think she landed more, but I think I landed the more significant shots. So I could see it being a draw, but I could see it going either way equally.
And the last thing, though, will you guys run it back?
Yeah, I'm down. Good vs. evil. I'm here for it.
Fantastic. That's what we like to see. Hopefully we get to see even more fights just as good as this one coming up later here in a second. Right back after this.
Giving boxing exactly what he needs. The best be the best. Estrada's a huge star, risking it all. You talk about pound for pound great fighters, Van Rodriguez.
Once we're in that ring, there's no respect.
This kid is super special.
From here on out, it's just big fight after big fight. I can't wait to put on the show.
A fight of the year contender written all over it.
The name I always hear is Filip Hrgović. And I've been hearing about Filip Hrgović for the last 10 years. And I'm still yet to be proven that Filip Hrgović is that guy to contest against the top guys. He takes on Daniel Dubois. I'm interested to get anyone's take here about